So we're bowling things off on this Tuesday with cricket and the 2025 season of the Cricket West Indies Women's Super 50 Cup set to bowl off in St Kitts and Nevis on the 24th of February. That's next Monday, and it will run until the 7th of March. Only 2 of the 6 participating teams have so far officially revealed their squads to contest the tournament. Veteran wicketkeeper Shameen Campbell will once again lead Guyana, with former West Indies under-19 skipper Ashwini Munisar as her vice-captain. Campbell and Munisar are 2 of 7 international cap players in the Ghana squad, including all-rounder Shabika Gajnabi, seamer Cherry-Ann Fraser and backup wicketkeeper Mandy Mangru. Meanwhile, the all-rounder Alia Aline is set to skip for Barbados in the absence of resident captain Hayley Matthews, with another former under-19 representative, the 21-year-old Trishan Holder, as her deputy. Veteran siblings Kaisian Kishona Knight and seamers Shamila Connell and Shanika Bruce round out the international pedigree in their side, which also includes the Barbados under-19 captain Erin Dean, along with Asabi Calendar and Naijamni Cumberbatch, who all went to the West Indies team for the under-19 tournament at the World Cup. Now, Matthews, fellow Barbadian Deandra Dottin, along with Jamaican all-rounder Chanel Henry, will miss the tournament due to commitments in India's ongoing Women's Premier League. Now, among those in contention to make their mark on the competition is another former under-19 representative who is now a regular in the West Indies 11, the Winward Islands all-rounder Zeta James. James joins us via Zoom to discuss what some might call her successful transition to the Windies senior team and to look ahead to the competition. Zeta, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Great to have you on the show. We welcome you. And we want to just say that although you're only 20 years old, we've been hearing about you and your performances for such a long time that you're kind of a veteran, although you're pretty young. But we are all impressed with what you've been able to achieve in international cricket in the past few months, Zeta. Talk to us quickly about how comfortable you are at the moment with your career, having shown so much promise in St. Lucia as a teenager.
I'm pretty comfortable. There's nothing to worry about. I just gotta keep working hard. Nothing changes. I'm just trying to stick to the basics.
Yeah, we know that you are an all-rounder and you bowl just as well as you bat. But based on where you bat in the West Indies team, you often don't get the opportunity to bat at the top of the order and get a lot of time to play yourself in. Is that something you would like to change? Would you like to spend more time at the crease batting for the West Indies?
Well, yeah, definitely. But I think when duty calls, I guess wherever I bat, I just look to contribute in the team's total. But really trying to get myself up there as well. But it's just a lot of hard work to put in.
Yeah, can you talk to us about how fulfilling your achievements have been for you? Because we know that you started representing St. Lucia as a 13-year-old. I think you made the Winward senior team as a 14-year-old. So you've been in the news playing cricket regionally for quite some time. Are you at a position that you would always dream to be?
Definitely. I think, as I said, it's a lot of hard work just making the St. Lucia team actually at 12 years. And then right after that, making this my senior Winward debut at age 14, and then gradually, set my goals easily. And then the under-19 World Cup came along, and then I was on that squad. And then right after that, under-19 World Cup, I got into the senior setup, and I think from there, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, and we know that the St. Lucia sports fans, Zeta, have been having a lot to cheer about in the past year or so. I know a year ago you celebrated becoming the first cricketer, female cricketer, to become St. Lucia Junior Sportswoman of the Year. So you've been making some marks and creating history as you go along. Where do you see yourself, like 5 years from now, as you map out your career?
See myself in the next 5 years. I look to really put my name out there, just to let the younger ones look at me as a role model. So most likely, being the top 10 all-rounders in the world. But basically, with that, I just got to keep working hard and just believe in myself.
Yeah, and one of the things, Zeta, that I got from your discussion is you understand the amount of hard work that you have to put in. And I just want to say at the top of the show, in case you missed that, I was having a chat with Lance and I was telling him how much you are emotionally affected when the results don't go the way that you want to. It's very evident that, you care about the game, you care about your team, and you just really want to do your part to win. So now I have to ask you about the Super 50 competition that's coming up. Tell me a bit about what you've been working on and a bit about your team.
The team is a pretty new team, and plus it's, a lot of youngsters getting into that squad. It's nothing to worry about. I think that everyone just gotta go in and just play their role that they ought to do. But for me, I've been working really hard on everything, both my batting, bowling, and also my fielding. We recently had the Winward Islands senior tournament, so I did partake in that, a bit of it. But going forward, I think that Winward Islands, what I'm seeing from Winward Islands is that they're bringing in a lot of youngsters into the team. So I think that we should be growing. I think Winward Islands should be growing as a team and in the next generation.
Yeah, and you speak about youngsters. You're very young yourself, but Zeta, with the experience that you come into the setup with, do you think that, a lot will be on your shoulders to ensure that you perform with both bat and ball if the Winwards are to be competitive? Because when I look at the teams on paper, looking at Haley is not playing for Barbados, but Barbados is a very strong team. You look at Trinidad and Tobago, Karishma Ramharak, a lot of youngsters coming up in that one, Guyana as well. On paper, a lot of senior players. So do you feel like it's really up to you to play a massive part with both bat and ball for this Super 50 Cup?
It will be because it's not gonna be a tough tournament, but I think just if you say, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you set your goals, well, you should be able to achieve them. But it doesn't come in just saying it. You got to do it. But I think with hard work and perseverance, I think that this tournament should be a good tournament.
Yeah. Do you think that because you've had the ability to work alongside a Hayley Matthews, and I know you always speak very glowingly about, that relationship of, having her there as your skipper now. What have you learned most, Zeta, from being around these senior players who I would say have done it already?
I've learned a lot of things about knowing, like, just getting tough. It's about toughness, it's how hard they work to, and just looking up to Hayley. She's been such a great leader, and I just take some points out of Hayley and try to bring it into my game. And, trying to lead teams as well, try to learn from what she's doing so that I could be a better player.
One of the things I'm always very worried about is, when the big names step away from Windies women cricket, and we've already seen some of that happening because Anisa Mohammed no longer playing for West Indies women, and that's what we would have known, my generation would have known watching the cricket. Marissa Aguilera, another one. Steph didn't play in the last tournament because we know she's dealing with that injury. Dottin retired and she came back. But you're one of the future, the one to look forward to. Do you think that you're ready to take up that mantle when it comes, to fly the West Indies women's flag very, very high?
I think once I get the opportunity, I will grab it ASAP. It's not about laying back and sitting down and waiting for them to go to leave, but it's about, me working hard to try to better my game so that I can lead up to great things and also great things for West Indies.
Yeah, Zeta, you just touched on the Winwards tournament, which ended last weekend, and St. Lucia were defending champions but weren't able to retain the title. St. Vincent and the Grenadines emerging champions there. You said something a couple of minutes ago that you didn't play the entire tournament, did you?
Yeah, sadly, I did not play the entire tournament. The first game, I had to come off due to just a small injury, nothing to worry about. But I just got to see the doctors, the physios, and just get back to the game.
Yeah, so how disappointing was it then that St. Lucia weren't able to repeat as champions?
It was very disappointing, I must say, because just coming out from champions and just coming into third place, it was heartbreaking. And even on the sidelines, it was heartbreaking to watch. But I think it's just about learning. And a lot of those girls, they're now getting to know the game a lot better. Unfortunately, some of them are at work and they got to take the time off to come to play, and there's not really much training going on. But I think we really need to do a lot better, and we need to do more in St. Lucia.
Yeah, but overall, from the Winward standpoint, well, they were your opponents, many of them, the Vincentians and Grenadians and Dominicans and so on. But now the team will get together as one team. How do you feel about the current form of the players? I see Narissa Crafton got some runs, and some of the Vincentians got some runs and some wickets as well. Based on what you saw in the tournament, do you think the Winward's girls are ready to make a strong mark in this Super 50 Cup?
I think they are ready. We just gotta really train hard, because coming out of the Winward Islands, we don't really stay together. We only meet up during the tournament or just a few days before the tournament. But this time around, it's a bit difficult, and it's sad that we did not meet in the tournament. Well, did not meet before the tournament. Sorry. But the form of players, I think it will come along with, because it's 50 overs, so you have a lot more time, and I think that they should get informed by that tournament starts.
Okay. Well, just before we go, Zeta, we didn't get the official announcement yet on the squad selection and so on. Is that squad confirmed, and who will captain and vice captain the team, if you could tell us?
I will captain the Winward Islands team, and Glasgow is my deputy.
Okay, so we got some news. We got some news from you, Zeta, because we did say at the top of the show that officially a lot of the teams had not yet confirmed their squads, except for Guyana and Barbados. So Zeta James captains the Winward Islands team at 20 years old, and who you said was your vice captain?
Janelia Glasgow.
Janelia from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, all the best, Zeta. Great talking to you. We continue to be impressed by the strides that you've made in the game, and we wish you success at the Winward Islands, at the West Indies Super 50 tournament coming up after your Winward Islands tournament last weekend, and all the best for the coming year as well, because it's pretty important this in a couple of months, the West Indies contesting the World Cup qualifiers. So we hope that you'll be a part of that, and you will have an influential role in the West Indies team qualifying the World Cup, for which I'm betting that the team will. So thanks, Zeta.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. That's Zeta James from St. Lucia, 20 years old, and great talking to her. She has been making a mark and showing a lot of development as an all-round player, and we wish her the best in the coming Super 50 Cup tournament, and also in her transition to the West Indies senior team as a regular.
Yeah, I'm excited for her as well, and very well spoken, something that always impresses me when she speaks. Great interviewing her as well. So it's always good when we get athletes that makes our job easy. So I'm taking this one today.
Okay, break time. Back with more on the SportsMax Zone. We have a lot of football to talk about today, including Jamaica Premier League football and UEFA Champions League. Hot this afternoon.